It was a winter evening wrapped in fog and tension. The sky over the southern highlands sagged under the weight of secrets. Winds whispered warnings only madmen and magpies could understand. At Campbelltown Station, the 7:52 p.m. XPT stood groaning on the platform, a relic from a time when trains were built from spite, rust, and dreams that should have stayed buried. It was old, too old. Its walls creaked like they remembered war. The digital display blinked between "Welcome aboard" and "Turn back now" in Morse. Levi stepped on first. He was brave. Some would say foolish. Others would say doomed. Ezekiel followed, elegant and dangerous, clutching a thermos of tea and a book titled How to Stay Alive When Reality Folds In on Itself. Neither of them knew that the moment they stepped into Car 5, they had sealed their fate. The doors hissed shut behind them like the final breath of reason. Up front, at the head of it all, was Brody. The train captain. The commander of tracks. But Brody had eaten 3 sausage rolls, a carton of choc milk, and exactly 1 expired blueberry muffin. A dangerous trifecta. His eyelids sagged under the gravitational pull of carbohydrate doom. He blinked. Once. Twice. Gone. Brody fell into a sleep so deep that the ancients would have called it the slumber of 7 dooms. His hands twitched gently on the throttle. After 40 minutes, Levi stared out the window. Odd, he muttered. We're still going. Moss Vale should have arrived 15 minutes ago. Ezekiel frowned. Did we miss it? Reginald peered over his oversized book from 2 rows down. No, he whispered gravely. Moss Vale missed us. Passengers began to murmur. Windows vibrated unnaturally. The train picked up speed. The announcements crackled. Then, welcome to your final destination. Static. Every phone lost signal. A child dropped his juice box. A pigeon exploded mid-flight beside the window. Ezekiel clutched Levi's arm. This train isn't stopping. Somewhere ahead, across a fog-drenched bend, loomed the impossible, a circus train, stalled across the rails. Its paint was blood red and butter yellow. Its wheels were from another century. It had no conductor. Only clowns. Dozens. Waiting. 1 clown sharpened his stilts. An elephant wearing sunglasses blinked once. Inside, a juggler chanted backwards. The circus had been lost for 88 years. It had no schedule. It should not have been on Earth. And yet there it was. Blocking the track like destiny in grease paint. The XPT shrieked. Wheels screamed. Time bent. Brody woke up screaming, I dreamed of bananas, and then... The XPT collided with the circus train like a god punching a joke. Carriages snapped. Steel roared. A clown cannon launched through the roof. A flaming ring rolled down the aisle of Car 5. Levi shouted, brace for death or jugglers. Seats flipped. Luggage rained. A magician's box burst open, releasing 50 white rabbits that screamed in Latin. Car 5 twisted off the tracks, skidding sideways, tearing through fences and the laws of gravity. The train screamed. And then came the final horror. The river. A plunge into nightmare, Car 5 flew like a cursed missile. Trees bent out of the way in fear. The world tilted. Ezekiel screamed, we're in the air. And then, splash. They plunged into the freezing river like an iron coffin. Glass shattered. Seats floated. Smoke met water and birthed steam demons. Levi gasped, grabbing for something, anything. A floating chicken nugget bobbed past. Underwater the clown music still played. Ezekiel kicked furiously. Her boots lit up like dying stars. Her thermos cracked open, releasing jasmine tea into the dark, as if to bless the river with calm. Above, the back half of the train exploded. Flames danced across the water like devils doing ballet. Levi surfaced, coughing fire. Ezekiel dragged herself onto a floating vending machine. She looked back. Car 5 sank like Atlantis. Somewhere, an elephant's trunk waved farewell. Brody emerged from the wreckage, riding a sea lion. He screamed, "My responsibility has wet feet." The cows nearby mooed in fear. A clown's nose floated past. Then came helicopters, sirens, screaming journalists. Ambulances arrived and immediately reversed. A priest looked at the wreck and whispered, "Not even holy water can fix that." The river turned pink from fairy floss runoff. The Prime Minister declared a day of silence. Memorials were built. Levi refused to look at trains ever again. He now travels only by hot air balloon. Ezekiel published a book, Derailed, Love, Horror, Clowns. Brody was sentenced to 10 years of Stepford County therapy. And deep in the woods, late at night, if you listen closely, you can still hear a squeaky nose, a distant trombone, and the echo of Levi's scream, "I told you IT wasn't normal." The end. Or merely the next derailment waiting to happen.